Hello there, and welcome back to the channel. As you can see, we got Mabel again, and we are inside this time. It is a very rainy day, so trying to stay warm, stay dry. It's not that cold, but it's wet. So, as you can also see, I'm holding a remote. She's got a little bit more hardware. We are introducing the e-collar to Mabel today. With the e-collar and the introduction, this is something where we're going to start with working on finding her working level, at least what her initial working level is. We're going to start low. We're going to see when she feels it. I'll talk about it when we get there. Some things that I've tried in the past, using a vibrate only collar where we can control the level of the vibrate. There's no stim, it's just vibrate or tone. And the vibrate, when it's at its lowest setting, still pretty noticeable compared to the setting of the vibrate here, which this is a little bit stronger than the lowest there, but compared to the highest vibrate setting, it's noticeable, but it's not a huge range of difference when you want to feel between 1 and 2, 2 and 3, and so on. So I've tried using it first, but it doesn't seem to be the most beneficial. The vibrate and the tone seem to be the most aversive things to the dogs compared to the stim, which is what everyone is afraid of, is thinking is harming and hurting and abuse and yada, yada, yada. But it's just a sensation, it's communication. Now, it's not something that we're using to teach any of the commands. You've seen from the previous videos that she knows behaviors. Down. Yes. Sit. Yes. Place. Yes. Heel. Yes. So we're going to be using what she already knows to layer in the e-collar. The other thing is, obviously, as you can see, with her wearing it, and then we just recently finished a potty break before hitting record, sitting and talking, doing a little bit of obedience. It's not like I am putting on the collar and then pressing the buttons all of a sudden so that it's going to be obvious to the dog that this collar means that. Put on the collar, she doesn't think anything of it. Fuss with it a little bit to make sure it's fit and sized well, and she's not annoyed by wearing it. She's not connecting that it means anything necessarily. I'm holding the remote, that way it doesn't mean something either. A lot of people tend to brandish the remote, brandish a squirt bottle, brandish some tool, and that's not what we want to get to. Place. We want these things to be just inconsequential. It's the communication, it's us. Now, some dogs will ultimately become collar-wise. They'll recognize I'm wearing this tool, it has this potential, you have that potential while I'm wearing it, and therefore I will behave accordingly, and that's fine. I wouldn't make too much effort. No, place. Put too much effort into teaching a pet dog not to be so collar-wise. Competition work, that's different. But Mabel here, not going to competition. She's just here for pet training. Yes. So if she catches on to that, it's no big deal. Now, I've got the collar set to 0, which means when I press the buttons for the stimulation, she's not going to feel a thing. The other button is set to tone, so she would hear it coming from the box on the collar itself. I'm going to not press those buttons, but with it set to 0, I'm not sure how much this is coming across on the microphone, especially unless I hold it up close, but it clicks, it makes noise. And some of the things that we look for to make sure we are achieving that working level are ear flicks and whatnot, and sometimes that ear flick can be due to the sound. She doesn't seem to be bothered by the sound at all, but by me click, click, click at level 0 so she doesn't feel a thing, I can just work on desensitizing her to the sound. But she realizes she's got 2 cameras on her now. So she's curious and want to look good for the camera maybe. But still at level 0, click, 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 nothing happening. I'm going to turn it up to 1. And I'm not sure if it's going to come off on camera with her angle. Her ear might be blocking it. But now you can see the red light.
Cannot see the red light.
Turn her a different angle. Right there. But depending on the angle, the red light is facing forward. It's on her right cheek right there. Might pop up on the camera now. Is she the rare dog that feels it at level 1? Scratching like that could be a sign that she's feeling it. She was scratching when I was pressing it at 0. She was scratching it before I was pressing any buttons. So click, 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 click. I'm holding it. No response. She's not feeling it. Turn it up to 2. Click, 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 click. No response. I'm holding it. Still no response. She's not feeling it. Level 3. Now that look could be a signal that she's feeling it. Again, the box is on her right side and she looks left. If she were to have looked right, I could be more confident that, okay, maybe now we've got something. So I'll retest, do it again. Tiny little flinch, the ear's moving a little bit, but it's not persisting. I'm holding it now, and nothing. So those were signs that we're looking for, but in this case, inconsequential. We'll turn it up to 4. Tap, tap, tap. We'll look to the right there, but nothing. Her ears are flicking because it's probably not coming up on the microphone, but we hear the traffic on the main road there. And so sometimes a big truck and her ears will flick. Kate's moving a little bit back and forth behind the camera there, and that's what the head is picking up for. I'm holding it, still nothing.
There's like the tiniest little ear flick on that one.
I'm up at level 5 now. The left ear is what flicked and turning left again because of outside noise, I think. Maybe there's something right there, especially when I was holding it. Again, this is still at level 5. Are you bored or are you feeling it?
I think she's feeling it.
Now, yeah, level 5, she might be feeling something, but there's not this clear sign. And this is where we get into a gray area about the working level, because the point is we want them to be aware and feel it, and then we can layer in our communication that it's all parts of the communication. But if she's not feeling it and we go through all this work, she might just be doing better and better about following the voice, following the body language, and not so much following the stim, which is not the point of e-collar training. It's the result, the end of e-collar training. We want the voice, we want the body language, we want to not have to press the buttons. The buttons are meant to be there as an emergency, kind of like a seatbelt type of thing, and we want to make sure she understands it before we get to that potential emergency. So I am turning it up to 6. And I think there we go. Yep. So level 6, she feels it. I'm going to turn it back down to 5. And I feel like we kind of lost it. Her sitting up, that could be a sign that she's kind of feeling it.
I can see her muscles.
And then, yeah, I see, especially when she's looking, I'm not sure how well it'll come across on camera, but e-collars work like a TENS unit. It's gonna cause a stimulation, a spasm of sorts in the muscle, just like when you have a TENS unit and you have 2 pads on whatever muscle groups you have it attached to, it makes the muscle work. So I'm going to bring it back down to 5. And I think 6 is what we're doing, what we're going to be working at now. There's a little bit of tension in the muscle, so she's aware of it. There are some dogs, this was probably the smoothest, among the smoothest of introductions to the e-collar that we've had in a while, I feel like. There are some dogs where we're like, okay, what is this? What's going on? Once we hit that threshold, in this case for her was level 6. Other dogs, it could be level 6. There have been dogs where we have to go up to almost like 25 before they show awareness to it. And like I was talking about with her, we got up to 6, she was feeling it, let's bring it down to 5, we lost it. Well, those dogs at 25, we have to bring it down 20, 15, 10, sometimes all the way back down to 5. And like, okay, that's around where we're losing it. And now they're showing a response at 6 or 7 or something like that. We had to hit that high threshold at first when introducing it. There's actually one dog that I've worked with where every session, when we're going for a walk or we're doing some bigger kind of activity, especially when we're probably gonna need the e-collar for working on whatever we're working on, we had to hit that 25 threshold every single time. Most dogs, it's just the first time, like in this case, when we're introducing it, I know you're bored, that we just have to hit that high threshold, and then as soon as they respond to it, turn it way down. All right.
This is the first dog that we've had in a bit that hasn't had any prior e-collar experience, although Duke didn't either.
Now, part of the response, I'm not sure how much Kate behind the camera talking about something came across on the microphone, but she was saying that this is, aside from Duke, this is one of the first dogs that we've had in a while that hasn't had prior e-collar training. So this is all brand new to her. And that's another factor. When dogs have prior e-collar training and it's not good, it's kind of slapped on and used, then at these lower levels, we tend to have bigger responses because of the association, a bad association. Here, there's no association. We hit that lower level. So I'm gonna start to down, yes. Down, yes. I'm doing a quick little tap before I say down, and then I give the gesture, and then the yes, everything's the same. Come on. Down, yes. Come on, come on. Sit, yes. Now she's going fast. I'm gonna do things a little out of order from what I typically say, where you should say it before you show it. She's moving quick, so I'm kind of saying and showing at the same time, but I'm making sure that I'm pressing the button before either of those. It stands out first. Sit, nope. Sit, yes. Place, yes. With place, it's gonna be easier because of how much motion is necessary. Place, yes. Now, ultimately, I always say it's voice, body, leash. When we're adding the e-collar, voice, stim, body, leash. I am putting the stim before my voice though, because this is new. I want her to experience it. What was that? My voice, my body, my leash. Oh, okay, follow that, forget what happened. Oh, you're using it regularly. Maybe this is part of the system, part of the communication. And when that is clicking, then I'll put the stim back in its proper place. Voice, stim, body, leash. And then there still can be variations where we're flipping it around as part of the proofing process to make sure she understands it. But once it's all said and done, voice, stim, body, leash. And if she's following the voice, there's no need for the stim. And that's kind of the point later. Place. Yes. Now, because place takes some distance, I'm going to do a quick tap. Place. Yes. The tap could be something that's kind of forgotten about with how much time it takes. Place. Yes. So I'm going to hold it a little bit. Place. There we go. Yes. She's definitely feeling it at level 6 still. Place. Yes. As soon as she's jumping on the bed, and in her case she is jumping, that's when I'm letting go of the button. But that pressure you see through the leash. Place. Yes. Effectively, that's the same as the pressure of the continuous stimulation that she's feeling. I'm going to press and then hold. Place. Yes. And you can see if you rewind it, whoops. The first time I said I'm gonna hold it now, she wanted to stop and scratch it. Now, place. Oh, now she's scratching, of course, when I say it, yes. But it's not the immediate impulse, like I'm feeling it, I'm aware of something. I am gonna turn it down now. to see if we can get some similar results at level 5. Place. Yes. No scratching. No thinking about the e-collar and the new sensation that's going on. So I think 6 is our ideal working level for her. I think we're losing contact, we're losing awareness at level 5. She just doesn't notice it. Place. Yes. Yep, I think we lost it at level 5. So I'm gonna go back to 6. Place. Yes. There we go. Less body language, less leash help. Place. Yes. Floor is lava. I'll give it to you. Our point right now is to work on the e-collar training and conditioning, not defined accuracy with place. But the more she does that, the more I know I need to go back to teaching place as focus on the one bed, not the floor is lava. Place. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes! There you go. Before the scratch happened on that one, I don't know if you noticed there's a little tension and like a dip in the head. Signs that she's feeling it, not just the scratching. You don't have to have something as big and obvious as that. Place. Yes. There we go. So, sit. Yes. I'm holding it now for the sits and the downs here because they take so much less time from here to there to just do a quick little sit. She's not feeling it for, yes, I'll give it to you. She's not feeling it for nearly as long when I'm holding it, but I am still holding it nonetheless. Down. Yes. Down. Yes. Sit. Yes. That one, she anticipated the down when I applied the stem, so she did feel it for just a little bit longer, but as soon as she came back into that sit, that's when I let it go. It's, again, just like leash pressure. I'm not pressing the buttons at all on this one. I'm not gonna even say anything or show her any more than what comes with, yes, the leash pressure. Yes, that one, couldn't even get the leash pressure just because the nature of it. I can cheat a little bit. Yes, I can try to cheat a little bit. I've practiced this a little bit with her in preparation for this, just so that if leash pressure is becoming necessary when I'm holding it, kind of like what you're getting the best view of when I go to place, she's not so panicked and unfamiliar of what leash pressure means in addition to the stem. She can be more comfortable that I'm feeling the stem, I don't know what it means, but I feel the pressure, I trust that, so let's follow it. And then what do you know? They both go away and you get the yes, you get the treats, you get the party. Oh, this electronic stimulation is the same as the physical pressure or stimulation, whatever you want to, what word you want to attribute to that leash tension, pressure as the communication. All right, she's getting a little tired, so we are going to wrap it up in a couple more reps. Place. Yes, that one, because I gave less body language and she was on her way on, I let go of the button. I turned off the pressure. She paused. That's what 1 or 2 pause on, 2 pause off were. I put the button back on. I turned on the electronic stim. I leaned a little bit more, let her finish, and then I let go of it. So the pressure can be on and off depending on how she's behaving. Place. Yes, that one I deliberately made sure the 4th paw got on before I let go of the button. Place. Yes. All right. Down. Yes. Down. Yes. Sit. Yes. Down. Yes. Down. Yes. And we'll finish it up there. Good girl. Good girl. Oh, yeah. The e-collar is so cruel. You hate me so much. Oh yeah. We're gonna, yep. Our relationship is ruined because I pressed buttons. Oof, oof, oof. Goofball. Now, I talked about, oops, I know. I wound you all up, and now I'm talking to the camera. I talked about how I find that dogs look at the vibrate and the tone as more aversive. I did not do either of them today, and I'm not going to in this video. The first time we do it, we might set up the camera and do a more formal video like this, or it might just be something that we'll talk about and put onto the social media, Instagram stories, Facebook stories and whatnot. Goofball. To see the comparison, you can look at some of the other dogs that we've done e-collar training with and see how they respond to the vibrate, how they respond to the tone, and in comparison how they respond to the stim. But at low levels, as long as they're feeling it, you layer it in the communication, here you go, it's all good. So, we'll work on getting her used to and comfortable wearing so much hardware. I contemplated taking off her flat collar. It doesn't do anything right now except for add a little bit to the discomfort, but that's kind of part of the experience, part of the process. Eventually it turns into personal preference. But we'll wrap it up right there. So if you liked what you saw, hit the like button. If you have any questions about anything, drop them in the comment section down below, and be sure to subscribe so you can keep up with us and everything that we've got going on. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. All done. Let's go.